Welcome, everybody. It's the Rated R reviewer, Stephen Osborne, coming in at the edge of the wire, going head to head with the pre show for Payback, bringing you Payback Predictions 2020. We've got a full little card here for a pay per view a week shy of the last pay per view. I'm going to do this as quickly as possible, as per usual. I'd say as quickly as fucking possible, but apparently that's been stolen. Anyway, we're going to start with Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan versus the Iconics. That's Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. And I don't see why Peyton Royce and Billie Kay would win unless they're trying to start a storyline with Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott that things aren't as cheery as they seem right out of the gate. I think this is more of the end of them coming back together as friends and partners, and this is the solidarity match where they win. I'm going Riott Squad. I think they ought to change the name of the tag team from Riott Squad, though. I think at this point it shouldn't be named after Ruby Riott. It should be a name for both of them, not named after either. Let's move on. Big E versus Sheamus. Here's a match that could be really fun and possibly a show stealer if given the opportunity. I honestly believe. I've always been a big fan of Sheamus, and Big E is just so fun in the ring. His character is so lighthearted, and everybody is behind him now because that's sort of the gimmick with the New Day, the whole lighthearted thing, but they still get the job done. Big E still gets the job done. This should be a really good match. I think this is where they give Big E the first big part of his push. So I think Big E beats Sheamus somehow, some way. Let's move on. King Corbin versus Matt Riddle. Easy. Matt Riddle. If they're not trying to push this guy to the moon, then they're not doing their jobs. Matt Riddle. I'm going to spell out his full name here. Matt Riddle. Just because, Corbin has no reason to win this. The only reason Corbin should win this would be is if somebody gets involved and interferes and he wins by a heel means, in which case it's going to extend this feud a little bit. I'm fine with the feud ending here and them both moving on. Although this would be their first match, so maybe I'm probably going to get bit and it's probably going to be King Corbin wins here, but I'm still, you know what? Yeah, I'm changing my pick. Corbin. I'm not even going to write King, just Corbin. Somehow Corbin wins. This extends the feud. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio tagging to face Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. At some point, the Mysterios have got to get a win, right? So right now, I think it's statistically the best option is to go with Rey Mysterio and Dominic because the Mysterios haven't had a win against Rollins and his group at a pay-per-view yet. They haven't had a big win yet. So the more I keep picking them, I feel like the more likely it is that that's what's going to happen. Again, probably going to get bit here, but I'm going to go with the Mysterios to finally get a win over Seth Rollins on a pay-per-view. Tag Team Championships, Women's Tag Team Championships, Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. I want to go with Baszler and Jax. I really do. That's the progression of the storyline is for Bayley and Banks to lose the tag titles. This creates more dissension. Eventually we see a SmackDown Women's Championship match between Bayley and Banks. But if you've gone through all of this time and you're doing it for the big payout, the next big payout might be the Royal Rumble, but probably, no, like, you got to milk this to WrestleMania. This has got to be a WrestleMania main event, is that women's championship match. So having them lose the tag titles now is too early, too quick in rolling out this this eventual feud. Like, they have to keep the titles for now, and you got to slowly milk the dissension. So I'm going Banks and Bayley to retain. Apollo Crews defends the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley. And here's an easy one. Title change. Bobby Lashley. Like, come on, finally. Bobby Lashley gets a title opportunity that he can actually win, and it's fine for him to win. Uh, I mean, I still feel like he should have beaten Drew McIntyre a few months ago, but whatever. I'm going Bobby Lashley, new champ, walks out with the new title that MVP paid all those thousands of dollars for. Brings it back to the Hurt Business. We got 2 more matches to go. The Fiend versus Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Triple threat match for the Universal Championship. They want to mention that this is no holds barred. I want to mention that a triple threat match is already no holds barred. Redundancy. They want to make it feel bigger, but I feel like real, true wrestling fans are just like, needless promotion. So anyway, I want to say the Fiend retains. I really do, because I think he should. He's almost gotten to the level of Sasha Banks, where he wins a title and then damn near immediately loses it every time, and I'm sick of it. I want to see the Fiend retain here, and Roman Reigns take a little bit of time and actually earn another title match, even though he didn't technically lose the title. But if that was going to get him a Universal Championship match or a WWE Championship match, the fact that he didn't actually lose it, he had to relinquish it, should have had that a long time ago. That time has come and gone. This opportunity here was not earned. He just came in after the match and speared a couple of guys and hit them with chairs and shit. So I would rather see the chase, but if this is heel Roman Reigns, makes sense not to make him have the chase. Makes sense to just have him screw somebody over somehow, win the match here, and I gotta go with Roman Reigns. Don't know why. Never bet against Reigns at a pay-per-view though. Like, right? Like, even when it's the Fiend, Fiend doesn't have to take the loss. That's the thing. That's why it's a triple threat. That's why Braun Strowman is still in this. It's because Roman Reigns is going to pin Braun Strowman. And there you go. One more match, folks. Keith Lee versus Randy Orton. Somehow this might actually be the main event. Like, gotta go Keith Lee. I know Randy Orton's on a hot streak. I know Randy Orton's a better wrestler, more seasoned, blah, blah, blah. Keith Lee needs to have the rocket on his back lit, and this match would do it if he wins. Keith Lee to beat RKO. And that brings us to the end of the predictions for Payback 2020. I have been the Rated R Reviewer. You can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan, Stefan. If you just want to look me up at Stefan R. Osborne, Osborne. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find me on Facebook with the group Aftermatch. Go to the group, don't add me. I'd like to keep my spoilers off of Facebook. You can add me on Twitter. I will add you back if you ask me to. Just send me a message. I will follow you back, no problem. And you can find me on Instagram at osborne.stefan. And I don't have any content. I don't post anything, but if you want to follow me, if you want me to follow you, send me a message, I'll follow you. I just don't post anything there, so I won't clog up your newsfeed. I believe you can still find Aftermatch Wrestling on Twitter and Instagram, although I don't know if they're active at the moment. One is Aftermatch_wrestling, the other one is Aftermatch Rest. No Ling. We took the Ling out because we don't know what Ling means. And other than that, those are my predictions, and thank you